Well, welcome back, guys. I shot a video with testing the Proto in round one, and it was either I lost my audio or clips were corrupted, and I didn't bring an extra card with me. So this is take two on the Proto, and this is something else that I routinely fish. And I'm going to take you along, and I'm going to go through my process out loud of how I evaluate a rod, what I think of the Proto, and where I think it is now. Um, I can tell you right now, after fishing it round one, I'm very, very optimistic. Um, but at the same time, I only fished one reel and one line on it. The line was good, but I brought a second line with me and a second reel with me. And we'll talk about that while I'm fishing them and kind of some of the theories. We're probably going to break this video down in a couple parts because I think I'm going to work two or three lines. You'll see the water isn't big. This is what I fish a lot. So it's also what this rod is geared towards. So I'm going to get dressed. We're just going to go, and I'll talk you through my thoughts on the rod. All right, so this is going to be stretch one. I took a better look at the last stretch, and it wasn't really, I saw no movement, nothing. And I think this flat pool here is a nice starting point with this rig. So we're just going to work it grid style all the way to the top of the run. I'll probably move you once or twice, see what happens. It's a good warm-up spot. Start talking about this new taper. I'm going to try to stay out of the leaf matter for as much as I can. We'll go high-low. And of course, I forgot a net. Still can't find my favorite net. Oh my! I wasn't expecting that. That's a big brown trout. This is supposed to be rainbow water, buddy. You're screwing it up. I'm gonna put him into the reel. Yeah, it, and it feels wild. Coloration looks wild. Um, yeah, great day not to have a net, huh? It is wild. What the hell? All right, come on. Well, we're finding out what the rod feels like, and it feels incredible. And this fish is, my God. I need a. Not gonna say it. No, it's not wild. Somebody put you in here. He's a whole. No. Yeah, he was wild. God damn it. Lost him on the grip. Yeah, I missed my net. I had a net that I love, and I think it's hiding with my waders. Oh well. So he was off the bottom on a BWO nymph. He was wild. He was missing a peck fin. So I thought he may have been introduced. But that's the first decent sized fish on this rod. And it feels good. Feels real good. Doesn't feel dainty to weight territory. That fish was 11, 12, somewhere in that range. And yeah, the reason why I think it was wild, it had weight on the anal fins. It just looks like he got in a battle and lost a peck fin. His colors were really good and solid for a male in the fall. Well, we're gonna see what we can do with the rest of this rod. So this is the reel that I'm fishing. It's my Hardy Spitfire. It's 2 7/8. For a 2-weight, you would think it's too much, but the way this taper is set up, it's actually fine. I'm not running a ton of backing, so I'm not moving the mass out away. That's as much as I want to say there, because this is the next run. And I'm just going to kind of work that tail out. There's somewhere I really want to get to, so I'm not going to throw a lot on this. I'll throw enough to feel good about it, and then I'm going to move. I like to move. I don't like standing still, especially if I get into a fish that I maybe just quick set and he's off. Chances are I blew that spot up. So I don't want to waste a lot of time trying to get into stuff. I don't want to stress areas too much. I want these fish to be happy, and I mean, I know what we're doing to them now. It doesn't exactly make them real happy. So I just try to be aware of that. So just pick this section apart. You can hear the Hardy going again. It is I'd call it a medium noise reel. That was off the top, but a very, very small fish. So it started raining pretty hard. I went up a little bit further. I got into maybe 4 or 5 fish. So as we're walking down, I'm trying not to kill myself on slick rock, which the difference between the last time I fished and this time I fished, now my boots are studded. So I feel less like I'm going to die. Still haven't found my waders, but oh well. So I guess it's a good time as any. We'll talk about the taper a little while I take you down through here, and everybody gets nauseous from the camera shake. I'm a fan. I'm gonna go over to another stretch, which is brook trout, and I'm gonna switch the reel out. Gonna switch out some flies because different fish too. We're gonna see what it does, and I'm kind of optimistic. I mean, this setup's been doing what I need to do. Really, really fun. So it likes to roll cast, and I had some indications even before this taper was rolled that would like to roll cast. It's 7'2" and it's a 2-weight, and it's not a sloppy 2-weight or a 4-weight with a really sacrificial tip to make it kind of behave more like a 2. So it's different. It's different from a lot of what you're going to fish, and it's not a progressive taper, and it's not really a parabolic taper. So what does that mean? Well, it's a digressive taper. And that means all the power is loaded to the front of this rod versus it being in the back. And for tight situations, which this isn't the tightest water, it makes the rod feel more hand manageable. I'll pick us up in a second. I gotta jump off a rock. So it's been a really, really wet day. We're moving on to some brook trout water, and just real quickly, I want to talk about what happened at the last spot with that brown trout, because there is a story behind why there are brown trout in a wild trout only, wild rainbow only water. And the story goes something like this. A few years back, a house was sold that isn't too far away. Um, the house got sold. The owner has kids, so he started dropping in brown trout. Now, we used to catch brown trout out of this water a year or so back. 100% they were stocked. There was no doubt these fish were stocked. Um, Real light, washed out, no real distinct coloration. Um, what I started to see was when we were picking off these stocked brown trout, um, the rainbows would hammer them. Like if you hooked one up, or if there was just a brown skating through a run, you would see a silver bullet come out of nowhere and just smash this thing broadside. The rainbows really weren't happy about this. I think what happened was I'm near positive that brown trout was wild. His coloration was way too good. He had the white, the anal fins, all that other fun stuff. It tells me it's a wild brown trout. The coloration was also not washed out. The coloration was sharp, very crisp, very clean, well-defined lines. All the spots were great. What I think happened is I think there's been some natural reproduction in the stream. I think this fish was younger and got hammered by some of the bigger rainbows that were in there. I think that's what happened. So right now we're moving, and it's not real far away. We're moving into some brook trout only water. This water is pretty well protected, but it hasn't produced great numbers. So we're gonna see what it produces. If it starts raining real hard, I gotta put the camera away again. And you probably saw with the last run I fished, I maybe fished 7/10 of a mile. I was fogging up and everything. If we start fogging up again, I gotta put you away. At the end, and periodically we'll jump back into the taper and talk more about it. And there is some really fascinating things about this taper. At this section, I'm gonna flip reels.